This is what narcissists really want from you when there is no contact. You've finally done it. You've broken free. You've established that boundary that seems impossible. No contact with the narcissist in your life? It's a monumental step, a testament to your strength and your commitment to healing. But even in the silence, even when you've seemingly disappeared from their direct reach, have you ever wondered what they really want from you? What their hidden agenda is during this period of separation? It might seem counterintuitive. You've cut them off. You're not engaging. So what could they possibly still want? The truth, based on the intricate workings of the narcissistic mind, is often far more complex and manipulative than you might imagine. This isn't about them missing you in a healthy way. It's about their deep-seated needs and their relentless drive to maintain control and secure their precious narcissistic supply, even from a distance. Today, we're going to delve deep into the psychology of narcissism during periods of no contact. We'll explore the secret desires and motivations that continue to drive their behavior even when you are not directly interacting. Understanding these hidden wants can be crucial for maintaining your boundaries, resisting their inevitable attempts to re-engage, and ultimately solidifying your freedom. Get ready to uncover what narcissists really want from you when there is no contact, because knowing their playbook is your greatest defense. Welcome back, everyone. Establishing no contact with a narcissist is a critical, life-altering step for survivors of narcissistic abuse. It's about creating space for healing and breaking free from a toxic cycle. However, the silence of no contact doesn't mean the narcissist has stopped thinking about you or has ceased to have desires related to you. Based on a deep understanding of narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, let's explore what narcissists secretly and pathologically want from you during this period of profound separation. They want you to break no contact to re-establish supply and control. The primary, overarching, and most consuming desire of a narcissist during no contact is for you to break it. This is not because they suddenly miss you in a genuine loving way, or because they have had a moment of profound self-reflection and now regret their actions. Instead, your breaking no contact serves several crucial functions for them, all related to their fundamental and insatiable need for narcissistic supply and control. From a psychological standpoint, the act of no contact represents a devastating and profound narcissistic injury. It signifies to their very core that you are no longer under their direct influence, that they have lost their ability to manipulate and control you, and that a key source of their supply has been definitively and permanently cut off. The psychological pain of this loss is unbearable to them. When you, of your own volition, reach out to them, even if it's out of anger, sadness, or a moment of weakness, it immediately confirms that they still have a powerful emotional hold on you. This single act of you breaking the silence provides them with a fresh and exhilarating surge of narcissistic supply. Your attention, your reaction, the knowledge that they are still on your mind, that you are still orbiting their world. Furthermore, and perhaps most importantly, it reestablishes their pervasive and pathological sense of control. It demonstrates to them that they can still elicit a response from you, that their actions, even past ones, continue to have power over your emotional state and your well-being. They might then use this renewed contact to hoover you back into the relationship, starting the entire cycle of idealization and devaluation anew, or simply to extract more supply before discarding you once again. A painful and humiliating experience designed to punish you for leaving in the first place. Your reaching out in their eyes is not a sign of love, but a sign of your weakness and their victory. 2. They want to know you're still thinking about them. Maintaining relevance. Even if you don't break no contact, narcissists desperately want to know that they are still occupying a significant portion of your thoughts. Their need to feel relevant, important, and omnipresent in the lives of others, especially their former partners, is paramount to their very existence. Their ego demands that they matter. Psychologically, their incredibly fragile ego relies almost entirely on external validation to exist. Knowing that you are still thinking about them, even if those thoughts are negative, confirms their significance in your narrative. They might check your social media indirectly through fake profiles or mutual friends, hoping to see signs that you are missing them, struggling without them, or still reacting to their past actions. Any indication that you haven't completely moved on and forgotten them feeds their grandiose sense of self and their belief in their lasting, impactful legacy on your life. This deep-seated desire for relevance can also fuel their smear campaigns, as even negative attention is a form of attention, and ensures that their name is still being discussed in connection with yours, keeping them relevant in the eyes of their social circle. The worst thing you can do to a narcissist is to simply forget that they ever existed. Your complete and total indifference is the ultimate psychological death to them. 3. They want you to be miserable without them, validating their superiority. Narcissists harbor a dark, secret desire for their former partners to be utterly miserable without them. This isn't rooted in love or genuine concern for your well-being, but rather in a pathological and self-serving need to validate their own sense of superiority and their core belief that you are somehow incomplete, incapable of happiness, and powerless without their presence. Psychologically, your unhappiness after the breakup becomes a powerful external validator that reinforces their inflated self-image. It confirms their deeply held internal narrative that they were the desirable one, the one who held all the power, and that you are now suffering the profound consequences of their absence. They might go to great lengths to find evidence of your struggles on social media or through mutual acquaintances, taking a perverse sense of satisfaction in any signs of your pain, loneliness, or emotional turmoil. Your misery, in their minds, becomes a form of backhanded narcissistic supply, validating their belief in their own unparalleled importance and your utter dependence on them. This is precisely why projecting an image of genuine strength, resilience, and happiness during no contact is so incredibly effective in undermining their sense of power and sending them into a state of panic. Your happiness is the living, breathing contradiction of everything they believe about themselves. 4. They want to keep you as a backup plan, future source of supply. Narcissists, in their relentless pursuit of supply, often view their former partners not as human beings with feelings, but as potential future sources of narcissistic supply. Even if they are currently involved with someone new, they might want to keep you on the back burner in case their current supply dries up, becomes less reliable, or proves to be less satisfying than what you once provided. Psychologically, their profound fear of abandonment and their constant, insatiable need for external validation drive this behavior. By keeping tabs on you and occasionally testing your boundaries with a subtle hoovering attempt, they ensure that you remain a potential option for a future ego boost or a practical need. This is why they might reach out months or even years later with a seemingly random message or a seemingly innocent text. It's a way of checking if you are still receptive to their advances and if the door is still open. They don't necessarily want a relationship with you, but they want the security of knowing you are still available as a source of supply if and when needed. They view you as a resource to be managed, not as a person to be loved. 5. They want to be able to project an image of being happy without you, to protect their ego. During no contact, narcissists often put on a grand and public show of thriving and being incredibly happy without you. This isn't necessarily for your benefit directly, but rather to protect their own fragile ego and to potentially elicit a reaction from their wider social circle, and sometimes, subconsciously, to make you question your decision to leave. Psychologically, they need to project a flawless image of strength, success, and desirability at all times. Publicly displaying their happiness and moving on quickly helps to reinforce their inflated self-image and to garner admiration and envy from others, which again is more narcissistic supply. While this display might seem directed at you, it's more about their own profound internal needs and their desperate desire to control how they are perceived by the rest of the world. However, a part of them might also hope that seeing them thrive will make you regret your decision and want to come back. The performance is for everyone, but they would be thrilled if you happen to be in the audience. 6. They want you to believe they have changed, a hoovering tactic. In a desperate, often last-ditch attempt to rekindle your emotional investment, a narcissist who senses your complete detachment might suddenly revert to the behaviors they exhibited during the initial idealization phase of the relationship. This is a deliberate tactic to make you believe they have undergone a profound and miraculous change. Psychologically, this is a meticulously calculated effort to trigger your old feelings and draw you back into the familiar dynamic. They might shower you with compliments, reminisce about the good old days, make grand sweeping promises for the future, or even feign vulnerability and profound remorse, though genuine empathy is highly unlikely. This re-idealization is not a sign of real change, it is a manipulative tactic designed to exploit any lingering emotional attachments you might have. Once they sense that they have reeled you back in and that your defenses are down, the cruel and painful cycle of devaluation will inevitably resume. 7. They want you to be jealous of their new supply, to feel powerful. When a narcissist secures a new source of supply, they often want their former partner to become aware of it, and more importantly, to feel a profound sense of jealousy. This is a powerful, indirect way of receiving narcissistic supply from you even when you are in no contact. Psychologically, your jealousy confirms their high value and their ability to attract new admirers. It proves to them that you see their new supply as a threat, and that you are still emotionally invested in their life. They might use social media to subtly or overtly flaunt their new relationship, posting pictures of their new partner or making public statements about their happiness. This is a game of triangulation, with you being the third party. They want you to feel that they have won the breakup and that they have easily replaced you. Your jealousy, in their eyes, is a delicious form of validation that fuels their sense of power and control. 8. They want to control the narrative, to avoid shame. Narcissists are pathologically preoccupied with their public image. When a relationship ends, especially through your decision to go no contact, it can be a devastating blow to their carefully constructed public persona. Therefore, they want to control the narrative of the breakup at all costs. Psychologically, this is all about shame avoidance. They are terrified of being seen as the one who was abandoned, rejected, or at fault. To protect their fragile ego, they will meticulously craft a story where they are the hero, the victim, or the one who bravely moved on from a difficult relationship. They might spread rumors about your mental health, accuse you of being unstable, or simply tell a version of events where they are blameless. This is a desperate attempt to control how others perceive the situation, to secure sympathy and new supply, and to avoid the profound shame that would come with being seen as the villain in the story. They want to ensure that if anyone ever asks about the breakup, they are met with a story that absolves them of all responsibility. 9. They want you to be isolated from your support system, to make you vulnerable. During no contact, a narcissist who sees you pulling away and healing might want to discreetly and secretly isolate you from your support system. They know that your friends and family are your greatest defense against their manipulations. Psychologically, they recognize that your support system is a direct threat to their control. Your loved ones can provide you with reality checks, emotional support, and a perspective that contradicts the narcissist's warped worldview. Therefore, they might engage in a covert smear campaign aimed at turning your friends and family against you. They might spread subtle lies, plant seeds of doubt, or feign concern for you while subtly hinting that you are unstable or difficult. The ultimate goal is to cut you off from the people who care about you, making you more vulnerable to their future attempts to hoover you back into their life. They want to create a situation where you feel so alone that you have no one to turn to but them. They want you to feel their punishment, to assert dominance. When you go no contact, a narcissist's inability to control you can morph into a deep and burning rage. They cannot lash out directly, so they often want you to feel their punishment in a more subtle and insidious way. Psychologically, their desire for revenge and their need to reassert dominance are powerful motivators. This punishment can take many forms. It could be them flaunting a new relationship on social media as a way to make you jealous and feel the pain of their moving on. It could be them withholding information or acting passive-aggressively through a shared child or through legal proceedings if applicable. It could also be them subtly damaging your reputation or spreading lies to your social circle, ensuring that you feel the social consequences of your decision to leave them. They cannot directly hurt you, so they will use proxies and indirect means to inflict pain. The punishment in their minds is an essential tool to restore their sense of power and to ensure that you know your decision to leave came with a price. So, when you initiate no contact, understand that the narcissist desires related to you don't simply vanish. Instead, they often intensify and become more covert. They secretly crave your attention, your reaction, and the knowledge that they still hold some form of power or relevance in your life. They might want you to break no contact, to be miserable without them, to be jealous of their new life, or to simply acknowledge their continued existence. Their actions, even in silence, are often driven by a desperate need to secure narcissistic supply, protect their fragile ego, and maintain a sense of control, even from a distance. Recognizing these hidden desires is crucial for maintaining your boundaries and staying strong in your decision to remain in no contact. Remember that any engagement, even negative, can provide them with the supply they crave. Your silence and your focus on your own healing are the most powerful responses. By understanding what they really want, you can better protect yourself and continue on your path towards genuine freedom and well-being, knowing that your peace is the ultimate victory.